Hey, what's going on, everyone? You're on the VoskCoin YouTube channel. Today, we are going to be talking about how basically I put $4,800 into cryptocurrency with the goal, the focus of trying to earn passive income with it. Specifically, I'm looking to utilize like interest and staking kind of protocols where I'm going to be earning interest. Today, we're going to be looking at one in particular where I put exactly, well, not exactly, but $4,800 into this protocol to earn interest on my coins and to be paid out interest in those coins that I put in. And so a lot of this is revolving around stable coins. Stable coins are pegged to the US dollar, or they can be pegged to other fiat currencies. But basically, one coin equals $1, generally speaking, in this scenario. So it's pretty easy to compare when we compare it to traditional interest earning mechanisms like your traditional bank account, which if you've got like the best deal in the business right now in this market, you'd be earning like 1%, which in crypto would be extremely low. But there's a risk factor involved. So let's go ahead and jump into today's video review. We're going to be looking at Compound Finance, but first we're looking at 10 seconds of tails, our resident Shiba Inu, and just the most beautiful Dogecoin around. Our videos this month are sponsored by Compass. They are aiming to be the industry's best Bitcoin mining marketplace. They have an international procurement team, so they're able to get all the ASICs, you know, those ASIC mining rigs, new and used, and they're trying to get them to you at the best prices possible. They also offer hosting services through their network of co-location facilities, again, aiming to bring you the best hosting deals possible here in the cryptocurrency mining industry. So let's go ahead and start running the numbers. Today we're going to be dealing with, again, Compound. It is on the Ethereum blockchain only, and the category it falls into is lending. Right now there's almost $2 billion worth of cryptocurrency locked inside of it, and it's up 4% today, so it's not like some huge pump, you know, skyrocketed these numbers. At one point, this protocol, this decentralized application and just lending app, right, it had the most locked USD just period in its market, right? Unfortunately though, to be blunt, one of the things I'm going to go over with you guys in this video is the simple fact for like the risk I am exposing myself to. Even though it's a decentralized application, as far as like bugs and exploits go, it can actually still be extremely risky. And while you still maintain, you know, partial control of your cryptocurrency here, as opposed to like a centralized service, like if you were staking your coins, earning interest on them in like Coinbase, right, where that you just send it to Coinbase, they custody your coins, they hold them, and they gave you some interest. All of this takes place on their platform. In this case, there's a smart contract, a decentralized application, a protocol that kind of does all this. There's no compound, you know, building at 123 Easy Street that if you wanted to go withdraw your coins, you know, in person, that you could go and do that. Not that Coinbase really offers that service either. They probably find it a little weird if you showed up. But so I'm disappointed with the earnings, but I'm going to tell you one thing I am happy about, right? But at the end of the day, this is not financial advice, and I'm just telling you what I did and what happened, and basically just kind of turns out it's like a gamble, right? But basically, comp breakout leads to pump. The comp price hit an all-time low at about $80, and after that it broke out above $127. In classic fashion of trying to buy the low, I did not buy the correct low. But fortunately, I also did not buy the top. So I bought basically 10 comp, and it was close to $100 a coin at the moment when I bought in. $1,060 was the valuation, and I had spent some crow coins that I had to do so. Okay. And as of right now, these 10 coins are worth $1,480. So, I mean, if we round up with generous here, I made $500. You know, it's a 50% increase on my money, right? Again, round it up. I get it. But generally, yeah, I'm very happy with this. Turning $1,000 into $1,500, you can't be mad. It's the goal. It's the dream. It's to increase your money and your holdings, your net worth, right? And this really goes to show you when you're more aggressive, you can get rewarded so much more. I have $4,800 in the app on Compound Finance. So let me go ahead and just show you like what this looks like, right? So I'll click on the actual Compound Finance. I click on the app and I'm already connected, but to connect you go to MetaMask and it'll just grab your MetaMask. If you don't know what MetaMask is, good news, we have a video tutorial guide on what is MetaMask, how to set it up and how to use it so you can participate in all this crazy crypto stuff. The TLDR is that it's very easy to use, very user friendly, it's fantastic really. So, but I'm talking about MetaMask, not Compound Finance. You look at this money, I'm earning 2%, and you're like, wow. A ton of things already come to mind that you could make more interest. But keep in mind that, so one of the really cool things about Compound here is that it accrues interest every Ethereum block, which is basically like every minute. This can vary, absolutely true, but generally speaking, your interest accrues every minute. That is fantastic. Okay, absolutely fantastic. And for better and worse, Compound has a variable interest rate. The interest rates function pretty simply. When liquidity, the coins available, right? The pool of coins they can pull from is plentiful, interest rates are low because there's a lot of supply. And if that liquidity builds and builds and builds, you can assume there's not a ton of demand. As liquidity becomes scarce, interest rates increase, incentivizing new supply and the repayment of borrowing. Because keep in mind, this is a lending protocol. So you can supply and earn interest, or you can borrow coins and you have to pay interest. Okay, so I've seen this go as high as like 20%, but what has the interest rate really been on average? I started testing Compound Finance on this wallet a couple months ago. I had been messing around with DeFi a little bit here, a little bit there, different wallets, and I was like, look, I need to centralize my stuff, and just too much to keep track of. It gets stressful, right? You have to change a bunch of codes and whatever. So my point being is that when you do set up your MetaMask, you can have additional accounts linked real easy right here. And so I operate largely just out of account one here. And the point being is that I put 100 DAI in just to kind of test it out 2 months ago, and then I put some serious money in there a little bit over a month ago, 30 days and 7 hours and 36 days, right? And I put about 4,676 USDT that I initially contributed. Okay, and also keep in mind some things that we need to clear and beat, and and this is one of the big downfalls when it comes to using dApps and smart contracts on the Ethereum blockchain right now. Gas fees, transaction fees, what you pay to do this, they're astronomical for what you're doing. So to put my coins in here, it cost me $4. It cost me $1.31 here. I paid $3.81 here. And I paid $3 here. And you're like, oh, $3 is no big deal. Well, when you start running it against your interest, it'll take me a whole month just to get enough interest to pay off my gas fees. And wait till you see some of these other fees, right? So before we round out the numbers and full-blown profitability, or really lack of, right? So let's look at the voting mechanism. So there's a comp balance, you earn comp, and to collect that, you will be astonished. Okay, so remember how I said things kind of build up? Well, guess what happens with that? You have these UTXOs, unspent transaction outputs. And if I'm understanding this right, which I may not be when it comes to this exact finance platform, but the fact of the matter is that it's costing me $36 to collect this Compound coin. That's I've earned an interest here. So let's go ahead and burn it up, boys. Hey, shout out to everyone mining Ethereum right now. I hope you enjoy that transaction fee, because it hurt me a lot to click that. That was a lot of money. And you're like, whoa, oh, Vosk, you're getting a 0.0777. That sounds kind of lucky, worth of comp. Yeah, whopping $11.05 or 50 cents. So about not even a third of what I paid in gas right there in a transaction fee. I'd like to take a moment to thank today's video sponsor, Cryptoenter. They're building all kinds of stuff. They have a token sale going on for their Lion token. Right now it's priced at 15 Lion per one Ethereum. They're building a blockchain-based social network for investors. They're setting up a platform where opinion leaders can create contents, build an audience, and just really connect with people, and you can even earn on creating your own content. A blockchain-based marketplace, real estate, cars, goods, supply, contracts, safety, API registries. And then they also have a place where you'll be able to create your own company profile and start a funding campaign. But that's just some of the things they do, because I mean, to be honest, it seems like they're building a whole lot of stuff, right? But as a user on their site, what's the interesting part, right? Well, to the users, they offer you instant payments, make money transfers to users from any country. You can use multiple currencies like fiat currencies, as well as over 1,200 cryptocurrencies. A unified crypto wallet, you'll be able to manage all your cryptocurrencies through one account on here. You can do cash payments. They have exchange of values, exchange trading from goods and raw materials, crypto trading, currency pairs, and they will be open 24 hours a day with 365 days a year, with global liquidity going into their platform. They also received an award from IBM for being the most promising solution for fintech blockchain infrastructure platform based on IBM Cloud. Smart Block Lab LLC, based out of Russia, 2020. If any of this seems interesting to you, check it out with the link in the video description below. Just to put transaction fees and gas fees into perspective for you guys here, just on this wallet alone, and look, I am not like the leader in consuming gas, actually very far from it, but I've burned 0.5, basically 5.7 Ethereum. Adjusted rate of 278, or if I just had that 0.57 Ethereum, it'd be worth over $337. Okay, so I need to at least be clear in that in whatever I'm doing, just to try to break even on this stuff. And that's the kind of, these are the things that hold cryptocurrency, DeFi, decentralized finance, Ethereum, and everything and the like back. Okay, because you got to pay to play. And you need to play with a decent amount of money to clear things like transaction fees. If you're trying to play around with like 20 bucks on the Ethereum chain, click, couple transaction fees, and you're out the game, my friend. Keep in mind that not every transaction fee is so high. Okay, a lot of transaction fees are lower. The first thing you'll notice here is when I click to vote for or against this proposal. So, long story short, that they have a governance mechanism built in, and people can create proposals, you can vote for them and against them, and they have a treasury of 4 million comp remaining currently that can be distributed via proposals like this. Once the proposal is made, whatever comp amount you have in voting rights at that time is what you can use. So you'll notice I just collected more comp, which increases my voting rights to basically my comp balance. But I can only vote with this quantity because that's the only comp amount that I had in there at the time of this proposal. And so this is more like an average transaction fee of about $2. And to be honest, with that just weight behind my vote to do that was an absolute waste of money. But I wanted to show you how it functioned, and honestly, it's kind of lame and boring if I click reject on MetaMask and you don't see like my vote being cast, and now we can wait, more or less a minute or two for it to be confirmed on the Ethereum blockchain, which, I mean, that's the kind of thing that's like really cool about crypto, is that like you get to participate, right? You see there, boom, updated on the decentralized ledger, right? Random rant in the middle of the video, sorry guys, but like I love cryptocurrency. It's so exciting, fun, and just like talk about such like a cool way to just be able to contribute. Imagine, it's not a perfect example, but someone like Apple, right? And say you're a shareholder. You're like, well, there's shareholder meetings and representatives. Yeah, whatever, dude. Archaic system that you really can't participate in, and whatever. If I was a big holder in comp, and and obviously there's debates on letting whales, having way more power or some kind of multiplier factor, some kind of method to kind of like equalize it, where it's not just whales making all the decisions and pools, and the little guy gets a voice too, right? Regardless, it's cool to just be able to click, and I was able to be a factor of something very different from all of the centralized systems that we're so accustomed to in our current era. But yeah, anyway, point being is that that's how you can go ahead and participate and everything like that. So let's bring it back over here. Here's the platform. I'm not going to show you exactly like how you lend and so forth. If you wanted to put things in, I could just click on, I want to supply Ethereum, and I wanted to put 1 Ethereum in, and then you could see the interest rate. It would prompt you, and then you get the gas fee and your total transaction amount. I don't want to do that. It's actually quite the opposite. I would like to take my coins out. So I'm going to withdraw my DAI because I don't think this is worth it. And I mean, look at that. So $7. And you know, this is a good example. Like if you just have like a couple $100, this is definitely not where you want to participate, right? And so you're like, well, you know, what about your one with Tether? You have a lot more money in there. And so that's a key thing. Basically, since my time, you know, on average, it's a different scaled amount, you know, because I had a smaller contribution initially versus a bigger one later. Point is that I earned $20 in USDT interest, right? And what if I had used something like Crypto.com? We talked about them earlier. I bought Comp in Crypto.com, super easy breeze, right? And the real benefit when it comes to Crypto.com is if you want to play the long game with them and you want to earn some good interest. If you stake over 2,500 Crow coins, you can unlock the sign-up bonus, which we've got all that information linked out in the video description below. But the point being, what's so interesting and has always been so interesting is they offer 12% interest if you do this on your stable coins. That is a wild in comparison to a traditional bank account. By the way, you don't have to do this. If you want to go ahead and use their app and just stake stable coins, you can earn 10% interest without buying any of their coins. So it's not like you have to do that. There's other platforms like Celsius, which we recently reviewed, and they try to one up them. They're like, hey, we'll give you 10.5% interest if you stake your stable coins in here. And they do. And on average, if I put $4,800 in there, I would earn $42. And we look at, you know, so I earned $11.50 in Comp, and then I also earned $20 in USDT, so like $31 and like not even $1 of DAI. You know, disregarding all of the massive transaction fees, because when it comes to these like you know, basically centralized apps, you know, we have the Crypto.com and the Celsius. My transaction fee is just to send my coins there and withdraw them. I don't, nothing else. Okay, so I've been eaten up by fees along the way here and even earned less interest. And here's the kicker, okay? And I have like no agenda against Compound, okay? Like I think that it's a cool, you know, protocol and DApp and all that, like, which is why I tested it and was like, oh, that's cool. Let me check that out. Here's like the big kicker though, guys. 100 million liquidated on DeFi protocol Compound following an Oracle exploit. Okay, Oracle exploits have been going on all year. Like someone says in this article, I can't believe that this is still happening at this point. But lenders on decentralized finance DeFi protocol Compound on Thursday got liquidated for a massive 103 million, according to analytics provider LoanScan. This happened after what appears to be an Oracle exploit on the DAI stablecoin. An apparent error or malicious attack to the DAI dollar peg data supplied by Coinbase Oracle pushed the price of the stablecoin to about $1.30, a premium of 30 cents. These things are supposed to be pegged to the dollar. They're not supposed to deviate much from that. Like maybe, you know, just 1 cent, which it shouldn't even do that. So 30 cents is absurd, leaving users on Compound under collateralized. The point being is people got liquidated. Oh man, $103 million. So that's a lot of people losing a lot of money that they shouldn't have lost, because you have to keep, you know, your collateral. When it comes to borrowing on dApps and crypto like this, you need some kind of collateral, something to put up. In traditional finance, they take like everything you ever knew and loved. They'll be like, yeah, if you don't pay us back, we'll take your dog, we'll take your house, we'll take your life, we'll ruin your credit forever. But they can't do that in crypto. Okay, there's no credit checks and all that stuff. So they ask you to put stuff up. So it'd be like, I want to lend some DAI and I want to go play around for some Uniswap and degen it up with some LP tokens and whatever else. Just a quick example. So the big takeaway for me here is simply this. It's just, it's not worth it. It's not worth, you know, there's, from an earnings point of view, it's not worth it for me. From an opportunity cost point of view, it's not worth it for me. And granted, the market has been, you know, kind of nice and bullish recently. Basically, if I would have even just bought a top coin like Bitcoin or Ethereum, or even like I showed you earlier, Comp, I would be up significantly. in comparison with just trying to lend it out, and or earn interest on the coins, right? And that's, I understand stable coins and playing the safe game, so I give that up. But the interest, it wasn't even interesting. I could have used one of these other platforms and made much more and not been eaten up by fees, because if you notice, I just paid another $5 fee. So after I pay all the fees, I actually lost money using Comp with almost $5,000 in their platform. That's a big L. Don't forget, it cost me money to send my stuff there to begin with, let alone these withdrawals. I lost out just on withdrawals and collecting the Comp interest, let alone sending my coins there to begin with. But don't you think for a second Compound is going away, or even because, I don't want to consider this a negative review. It's a Compound isn't worth it review. I think it's a cool thing, all right? But don't think it's going away. New proposal lets community vote on which independent contributors should be paid for their work on the protocol. Contributors beyond the core team can now earn Comp tokens either as a one-time payment or have it streamed directly to their address. Gauntlet earned 1,000 Comp for their latest proposal. This proposal also removes unused code from the Compound Comptroller smart contract. You know how much 1,000 Comp is? Let's run the numbers. That's just a lowly $150,000 at the current price point, which, by the way, it's not an all-time high. We go ahead and click that. All-time high is going to be $372. Okay? Just keep that in mind. If you're aggressive and they wanted to hold it. All right, guys, so there you have it. When it comes to cryptocurrency, I basically put $4,800 in, and I actually lost money, even though I made money along the way. Welcome to crypto and transaction fees. Interesting stuff. Fortunately, I did more than make up my losses just simply by buying some Comp tokens in that app and exposing myself to that risk, but also that potential reward. But remember, if you don't sell them, they're just unrealized gains. But that's starting to sound like financial advice, and that's not what I'm doing here. What I'm doing here is I'm recommending you subscribe to the VoskCoin YouTube channel, hit the thumbs up, leave a comment below, and I look forward to seeing you all at the next video.